Did you hear her? Linda, she gave me the phone. She doesn't want to talk. And she's not gonna take us there. She doesn't want to talk. I give her the phone, she giving me back.
我们现在在计划你的公司。因为你走2步不是就是往前边？为什么你？这。微信支付。
发票。
还没给钱呢。
Давай, 给我你的微信，我给你钱，你别吵好吗？ Well, I came here to study at first and I graduated BLCU. Luckily, I did. And then I just continue living here because, I don't know, I feel comfortable in Beijing. Even though when I came, I didn't like it at all. I wanted to go home, but my mom forced me to stay. And now I'm grateful that she did. Because here I found something that I've never found in my country. And I do love Beijing. Being a dancer in Beijing, it's actually cool because you got to meet a lot of people, you got to learn different kind of choreography, which I've never danced before. I learned something completely different compared to what I've been doing in Russia. I'm a ballroom dancer, but here, now I can say I can do mostly everything, every kind of dance, because of China. That's your life. Well, dancing is my life. It's a very, very big part of my life. And I'm very grateful that once my mom put me to a dancing school, and now I am who I am. And I appreciate that.
You're gonna edit this, right? Basically, a life coach is someone who works with the other party. You can call it the coachee or the client, through a creative process to help them identify like their blind spots to achieve like their goals in their lives. So talk about challenges, it can be anything in their life at all. So it can be relationships, or it could be like things related to career, to time management, and so on.
Are you guys all done?
No! For me, being a life coach, I think it's a calling. So I didn't really choose to be it, but I think it just happened to me. From young, I think people would just naturally tell me their problems, and then I'll try to help them to solve their problems. But then, of course, after learning to be a life coach through certification, I'm ICF certified. ICF is International Coach Federation. I then realized that it's actually not so much about helping them to solve the problems, but really it's about helping them to uncover like the answers that are within them. So it's providing a space for them to hear themselves and pull out the answers.
Curious to know how many of us here are single and available, and how many of us are single, attached, engaged. What about
Every time I create a training or presentation, I incorporate training, facilitation, and coaching techniques in it. And I also like to do team building, because I know that my purpose is to, number one, make sure that anybody who comes in as strangers goes off as friends, so it's to create a community. Number two is really to ask them the questions so that they do reflection, self-reflection, because I feel that people don't reflect often enough. All the different tasks are meant to get them to interact and to reflect and to learn something.
Love is dedication. So I would group it into two different groups. One is that you love somebody. It's either your friend or the significant one. And the other one is maybe you love some process or your job or this period of time or the food that the other group is dedicated to the food loving. So I'm like this now. So yeah, I think love is dedication. Without dedication, you can't last for a very long time.
one thing great about this place is the positive energy and how everyone's like so supportive as a community. This coaching circle gives people a lot of opportunities for transformation, and it's really, I think it's a great platform for just personal development.
Fatuma, and I'm from Zambia. I'm a student at Beihang University, which is short for Beijing University of Aeronautics and Astronautics. I'm a fifth year student and I'm graduating this year in June. How come those days paid more money? When I first came to China, I was in Wuhan because I had to study language because, you know, I had like zero experience in Chinese. I had no Chinese in me, so to like get rid of that language barrier, I had to learn Chinese. So I did it for a year. After that, I came to Beijing to pursue my major in financial engineering. I'm just picturing my teacher saying, "What do you say?" I'm so scared. 你要认真一点，知道吗？ Okay, it's here. And I just presented my thesis proposal, which is FDI, the impact of FDI on the Zambian economy, which I'm also excited about. China is like a great example for economy out there because we all know China started from like here and now it's like here, it's booming, it's like with the US over there. So yeah, I think Africa can learn a lot from China. So Chinese lecturers, like, they are so understanding, they are so patient, and they really help foreign students, even though sometimes they kind of like forget that we don't understand Chinese too. Like, they just concentrate on the Chinese students and like forget that they have foreigners in their classes. 这东西你会东西我们是吗？啊？下一次下。
对，我都会发通知，再就是说那个，其他的你就抓紧做就行了，好吧？
Basically, like my whole experience in China, and I would recommend anyone to come and study in Beijing because I like really like this place.
So my name is Jonathan and I'm from Sweden. I've been living here for about 10 or 11 months now. I work as the CTO of a Chinese edtech startup called Critica, and we work with maker education, technology education, so teaching things like coding, 3D printing, electronics, design thinking, and these kind of skills to students from like primary school up to high school. Our company is having this maker education for kids. And sometimes we have kids in the office. As for now, we have 3 areas where we have activities. So this is one workshop area for like more crafting things and experiments. Room we have more an area for programming and electronics and these kind of things. So room we have the heavy machine room. So my background is in technology. I studied computer science in university, and then after that I've been teaching a lot about technology in schools and after school programs. But the reason I came to China to work here is that in Sweden, I feel like everyone is so comfortable with how things are. They don't understand that the future is changing. But in China, things have been changing so fast, so people kind of have this mindset that the future will also be very different. 20 years ago, there was no cars on the road. Now there's so much cars on the road. And 20 years from now, we'll probably be very, very different as well. So here it's more interesting to work with innovative education because people are more open to change. Today, we're teaching a class where students will learn like entrepreneurship, programming, electronics, a bit of business, and just how to get projects done, like crowdfunding or how to get your project moving. 你为什么选择这个课？
就这个课？
对。
感觉，这个课是创客嘛，就是创意设计。这个感觉现在比较重要，我觉得是。
你们的英文怎么样？因为那个第3节课、第4节课我要用英文上课，所以你要准备一下。
没有翻译啊。
Teaching method and less of the teacher standing and just teaching, and more about the students trying to work by themselves and coming to the conclusions by themselves. That's how learning happens. That's like real learning happens, you know.
My name is Shulila and I'm a student, a PhD researcher at Wuhan University of Technology. I have been in China for 5 years now. I came here to study. I started doing my MBA. I always wanted to write since I was a teenager. When my mother passed away, I thought that she should have written something down so that we can learn from her and the challenges that she went through. She had breast cancer. So since that time, I wanted to write about her and her struggle with breast cancer. But I didn't know that I would also share about my experiences as well. So incubated in China, but I always just wanted to share my story. That's what I was passionate about. Well, it's a collection of life-changing events from childhood up to now. You will get to read of the challenges, the pain, the bad things that I've done in my life, but also the good things, the lessons I've learned throughout in life, for my parents, for my environment, my friends, my relationships, my past relations. Well, the response has been great. This is the third month that since the book has been in circulation. They love the book. They love the story. Most of them, they can relate to the story, especially African readers and the Chinese people. They're loving it. They love to read about what's happening in Africa, and this is new experience for them to get to know a story about an African lady. One of my friends told me that, whoa, everybody is writing a book, and I told him that this actually is a good thing. You know, we need more writers. Grow as a community, as a nation, you know, as we encourage each other and we learn from each other, we learn from our mistakes, and that's how we can grow. So anybody who wants to write, I give them a go ahead, you know, just go ahead and do it. We need more stories. We want to listen to your story.
Can't get no peace, these police, they be fucking with me.
Alicia McSweeney, originally from England. I've been in China for 5 years now. And then this was for my students, a nice quote. I got this Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand style.
This one is the worst. Right here. Wow. Spain, yeah. This originally taught English and then did the tattooing as well. Worked in a tattoo studio in Shuangjing, in the other side of Beijing. And it was going okay, but I wanted more freedom and be able to do more of my style. So I eventually progressed to my own studio.
So when you first came to China, it's like your main job was teaching.
And the tattoos are not a problem for Chinese, Chinese parents?
When I first got to China, I didn't find people with tattoos anywhere. Well, the older people I find are the ones who are very weary and judgmental about the tattoos. Oh, no, look at her, you can't. And they tell me, oh, it's too many and it's not beautiful. All about it, it's so cool, it's so great to see such different styles and like, you know, oh, I love this tattoo and oh, I would like something like this. And sometimes it motivates people to also want to get a tattoo. Eventually, over the 5 years I've been here, it has progressed and become more accepting within the Chinese culture.
Okay, make it a little bit smaller.
Yeah, smaller. Most of my clientele here in Beijing are predominantly foreigners, of course. You just get a dot, you're like, nope, fuck it.
And this is my second one. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I hate needles, that's the thing.
They find trust in having a foreign artist. They feel comfortable thinking like, oh, I can, you know, fully communicate with her what I want, and a little lost with translation with Chinese sometimes if they don't understand. But yeah, majority of them are foreigners here in Beijing. I do have quite a few Chinese clients. That's why you'll need more of this as well because the bra will constantly rub. Keep it covered for today and tomorrow, yours, okay? My first tattoo is just this one originally here. McSweeney is my family name. And then to make it more original for me, I thought I'd just put the 2 stars, which is now pretty cliche. But so that was the first $20 name tattoo. And it was so painful. And I thought I was going to pass out. And then 2 weeks later, I got my second one. 2 weeks after that, I got my third one. And clearly now I haven't stopped and they keep coming, so they get more and more painful too. But yeah, absolutely love tattoos.
Is every day as busy as today?
Sometimes it's unexpected, you know, restaurant business, it's like that. Suddenly we have people come in and say they have like, many people coming in, we have to rush and prepare. When it's busy, it's very busy. I'm quite used to it. And it's good. It's a good thing that we get busy in the restaurant. This is a Singapore dessert. It's called almond jelly. It's like jello made from almond paste and then some fruits inside. More like an interest.
Okay.
We both love to cook. We learn how to cook. We like cooking for friends. That's how we get started. And then we love running the business.
Yeah.
My business partner, he spends more time with the kitchen staff. So for me, it's more running the business, you know. This program is very popular in Beijing. So it helps us bring in new customers. It's like a publicity for us. So they think that Singapore food is something special and unique. So they came to learn us. We prepare our food, how we cook. We make all the sauces ourselves, so we don't buy the paste. We try to use this as a way to share Singapore food with a lot of Chinese, because this is a Chinese program. You know, a lot of Chinese watch these programs to learn how to cook and take this opportunity to introduce our Singapore cuisine.